Hey everyone, welcome back. We're going to try to complete the process I had started on the last video, which is going to be removing the catalytic converters from my C4 Corvette. We got the exhaust removed in the last video, as you guys saw. I'll link to it if you missed it. Exhaust out. And now we're ready to do the next part, which is get those catalytic converters out and then decide what I'm gonna do from there. The reason I'm pulling them out though is I wanna start the car with them off, see if the car runs better than it has been, because it runs like poop once it warms up. I don't know if the cats are plugged, who knows, but we're gonna pull them off, do some headers maybe on the car, or maybe I'll just delete the cats, or maybe I'll just put them back in. We'll see what happens. Now, we can get to those bolts up there a little bit better. Still not a ton of room. You can see there's one. Oh my gosh, get my finger up here. One right there, and then one a little bit higher up there. You still can't quite see it. Up on the top side, up in there. And that's what holds the driver's side on. So I'm gonna use a ratchet. It'll be slow going probably, but we'll get those off, and then that'll allow us to drop this cat off, and then we'll go over to the passenger side and do the same thing. Okay, a bit of a thing I am running into is there's a nut on top of the bolt with another nut like on the bottom, or it might be an attached bolt to a stud. The problem is when I'm turning that top nut right now, it's trying to turn the whole stud, which is in turn turning those ground wires that are attached, which will cause them to break if I'm not able to get something on that bottom nut to hold it in place. And right now I'm not having any success getting a wrench in there to hold it. So I don't know if you guys can see that right there. These are ground wires. So there's a ground strap that's connected to this bolt here, goes up behind the battery somewhere, that way. But there's also these other two ground wires that are kind of up in that area there. I don't know if you see what I see. There's both wires, they kind of go through there. So that's a ground point on this car. So there's a bunch of ground points on this car. That's one of them. We'll clean that up when we put this all back together. But I did finally get the nut off. Now I need to pull this stud out. And then there's that other bolt, way up there, which we're gonna have to get to with probably just a wrench, like a ratcheting wrench, gear wrench, because there's not a lot of room to get that bolt out of that bracket. That bolt up there really sucks. It's terrible. I've tried using a ratchet with a socket. I've tried using a long arm wrench, and I've got it loosened. I could get it up there just enough to connect and loosen it, but you can only turn it just a tiny little bit. So now I've got to figure out, maybe I'll get my ratcheting wrench out. That might work on there. We'll try that. And you might recall in one of my last videos, I talked about how growing up with my dad, he would like mumble and get all mad working on the car. Well, I understand that frustration right now. This stupid dang bolt engineers suck. No one knows the hell they're doing. Why did they make this thing so dang difficult to get to? Because this is outrageous. It literally is the stupidest thing I've ever done on this car. And it's one little stupid bolt to get the stupid catalytic converter off the car. Seriously, this is dumb. No dang room either. If I have to pull this slave clutch off because this line's in the way, I don't even know if I have enough room to turn it with that out of the way. See right here? All right, I'll show you this. Right there, this line, it's like the clutch slave hydraulic fluid line thing. It's kind of just in the way enough that like you can't really turn too much there, and here it keeps you from going back far enough. So if you have an automatic transmission, that's probably not a concern. If you have a manual transmission, the ZF transmission, 6-speed, this is the dumbest thing ever. Unfortunately, in order to do this, I am gonna have to pull this clutch slave out. It's two 13mm nuts that attach it right here. I did replace this a couple years ago. It's not too bad to get out. It's just annoying that the dang engineers at GM make this so difficult. And then after you get those two bolts out of the clutch slave, you can drop it down. It's got that braided steel line. It's all right just to hang there. Now you can see I've got a little bit better access to that. I better be able to get that dang thing. I'll be really mad if I can't still. A lot of editing out stuff in this video. Swearing, me wasting time doing this type of crap because, well, engineers suck. Oh, and of course now it's so loose that it just spins. Oh yeah, this is not annoying at all, guys. Nope. Nope, this is fun. This is exactly how I envisioned this process going when I started removing this thing 2 weeks ago. I thought it was gonna be 6 dang bolts. Remember that? Remember that video, guys? Remember that when I said easy peasy, 6 bolts? Yeah, here we are, like 2 weeks later, struggling with 1 bolt because the stupid engineers made this thing stupid. Like seriously, why the heck? Ah, so dumb. Start throwing crap around pretty soon. Get Pip out here to bite the car or something. I don't know, something. Yeah, there's like literally no dang room up here. I don't know. You can't get a socket up there. Can't get a ratchet up there because the dang inner, whatever the heck you call that stupid thing is in the way. Should go inside the car and cut a hole straight to it. At least that way I can get to this stupid thing. I mean, I don't know, how hard would it be to fix a hole behind my clutch pedal somewhere? I still can't get this goddamn thing. Seriously, I swear, this is the dumbest thing. I'm gonna end up pulling a motor mount or something to get this. This is stupid. Have any of you guys done this? Look, have any of you guys ever had to do this to your car? Have you guys pulled your cats off? Anyone out there? Am I just doing this wrong? What's the right way to do this? Because if this is the right way, oh my gosh. This single bolt is making me get very, very upset. It's been like 30 minutes since I've been out here, and I've turned it like a 1/10 of a millimeter or something. Like, now I can't get a wrench on it to turn it anymore. Man, please subscribe to my channel. Have you ever seen a grown man cry on YouTube because he couldn't get a bolt off of a car? We're not quite to that point, but I swear this thing is frustrating me to no end. I can't explain how upset I am with my choice of a vehicle right now. Don't do this at home. Like, pay someone to do this for you. This sucks. An option I do have here is to cut these studs out, or they're threaded in, it feels like. They used to have like a little thing on the side here where you could unthread them, so I'm gonna try that really quick to see if I can at least get these studs out and maybe drop the cat out that way and not have to deal with the stupid bracket. And if that works, I'm gonna be extremely frustrated because I should have done that a week ago. We're gonna use some PB Blaster on these. It worked really good on the nuts that were on there last time. So I'm gonna soak these studs down really quick with some of this PB Blaster, let it sit for a couple hours and come back out here and give it a shot. So we'll lube it pretty good. Get on the back side of it over here too. Get up in here. Give it some of this love juice. Get it loosened up, hopefully, so I can get this stupid thing apart. 6 bolts. Remember that? 6 bolts. Yeah. Something I'm gonna try. I can move this converter like this, and I don't know if it's set up well enough. You can see the bolt on the top turns with it a little bit when I do that. So I might be able to pry this over just enough to get that to turn so I can get the wrench on it and loosen it. So that's what we're gonna try anyway, guys. See how that works out for us. It might not work, it might work, but I can't get these studs to move or budge. I mean, I could always, I guess, cut them out or something, but I'd rather not. Oh, yeah, see? Look at that. Okay. So, it's silly, and you can only move it a little bit each time. Shoot, but, no, maybe that's as far as we can get it. Sorry if I'm making a bunch of noises and stuff on the mic here, but I'm dropping wrenches around and having a good old time. Good old time, guys. The thing is, like, my ratcheting wrench fits up there. It just doesn't turn it enough to allow me. This is gonna be just a pain in the butt. Seriously. All right, so I'm gonna spend the next 30 minutes turning this nut slowly like that. So I'll be back after I get that off. I have found the best way to get this thing is to come in from the back side here, open-ended wrench like this. And you can get it on that nut after you loosen the nut, and you can turn it because it's loose now. You can't turn it too much at a time
because there's still only so much room up here, but I found that I can at least turn it up here. It's like I'm turning it a very little bit each time, but I'm getting it out this way. It's just gonna take a while. So for anyone else that's maybe struggling with this, this is the way I found to do it. I just wish I could get a socket up in there still. There's just not enough room between the firewall and that bolt to get a socket on it though, which is kind of a pain in the butt, unless there was like a really shallow socket with a swivel, and there might be, I just don't have those. So this is how I gotta do it.
Like, seriously, the engineers at GM, what the hell? The bolt's loosened all the way, now it's hitting the firewall. What the actual hell? I don't, like, I've got it, like, all loose. The problem is, that bolt's stuck up there. What the heck?
This is stupid. That bolt's not going back in once I get it out. Like, nope, not. We're not putting it back because that bolt right up there. Yep, that guy right there. The most annoying thing ever. All right, so this thing's still stuck up here. That bolt won't come out. So we're gonna go over to the passenger side, pull that one out quick.
On the passenger side, there's just two bolts. They're both like directly above the catalytic converter, it looks like. There's one on this side, the one over on the other side. Probably can't see it very well, but we're gonna get those pulled out quick. Over here on the passenger side, it's a little bit easier to get to be honest. One bolt right here, and then one bolt kind of above the catalytic converter, right up over there, which looks like I might have to get to it from the other side. Probably use a swivel and a socket to get to that one. This side here though looks like just a swivel holds that on. So I'm gonna pull those two bolts out, hopefully quickly. And then we'll see if we can drop this cat down here. This side kind of sucks too. At this point, my personal recommendation, take this thing into an exhaust shop, because to really get to this, you have to get to the nut on the back side, and there's already not much room. And the best way to do it would be to, well, I don't know, have the engine out, I guess. Have it drop down. I don't know. But if you're gonna do your exhaust, or you're gonna replace your cats, man, take your car in, because this really sucks. To get this one, I did put some penetrating oil on there, and then it's a 15 millimeter. I'm using a ratcheting wrench. And then I just used another wrench to put on this part here and pried it to loosen it up. And now it's loose. So now we can get that bolt to back out. And it looks like that nut might be attached on the other side there. So we just got to get this bolt off here, and then that one up behind it, which I'll do a similar way. I'll probably put the ratcheting wrench on there and try to pry up on it and see if we can't get that as well. Sometimes you have to get creative. This is one of those times. So I got a 15 millimeter ratcheting wrench that I can get up on the bolt. You can see it's kind of up above the cat up there. So I'm gonna put the ratcheting side on. And then the next problem that you'll see is the wrench is way up here now. However, I'm gonna take a ratchet, because it'll fit like right there, and we're gonna use that to hopefully, hear that? Pry that guy loose. How is that for crafty, guys? Look at that, using my tools. So now we should be able to get at least this bracket off here, and then I'm gonna go back over to the driver's side and try to figure that disaster out. Yeah, you can see that pipe's loose now. As soon as I get this bolt out, it's gonna drop right down. Careful, there's a sharp like pan right here. I just cut my finger on it. I mean, it didn't bleed, but I cut it a little bit. Just be careful of that. Maybe wear some gloves. I had some earlier, but I took them off because I'm kind of a dumbass. This thing's almost out. That thing's gonna drop right out, this whole pipe. Still got a lot of room to get up in there. It's kind of the crappy thing about this. Still got to use this thing up there, even though it's pretty loose now. There we go. There we go, guys. Gotta get this oxygen sensor disconnected here really quick. And here we have the passenger side catalytic converter off of the car. And now we have, honestly, really easy access up there to the manifold. If we wanted to get creative or crazy, which we do, and put on some headers. As I mentioned, this is the passenger side catalytic converter, and you can see it's kind of a weird shaped pipe right through here. I was going to just knock out the stuff on the inside of this, but honestly, I mean, I could do it. I don't know, you guys probably won't be able to see. Here, let me turn the light on. So down in there, you can see like the white mesh looking stuff. That's the stuff that gets plugged up in these and causes them to not be able to breathe properly. And that's why you end up replacing catalytic converters on vehicles, or some people just chop them out. It's possible that's plugged up, but honestly, I don't even know if I care anymore because I am pretty sure I'm going with a full exhaust system now. The front O2 sensor is brand new. I'm gonna pull that one off, reuse that. I'm gonna buy a new one for the rear, and the exhaust system I'm using may or may not have cats, but it will still use the sensors to send signals to the engine, so we're gonna take those out. Desperate times, desperate measures, and all that. So my wife went out of town. That means we're using the Sawzall, and we're just gonna cut that bracket out because I'm gonna end up just buying a new exhaust at this point. She probably should have stayed home. There it is, guys. We got it out. Don't worry, babes. I got it. It's not going to cost us a lot. All right. There it is. We mangled that bracket because it would not come out. This exhaust, this piece is definitely not going back in. There they are. Passenger side, driver side. Like I said, we were going to beat out the insides of this thing and put it back in. It does look pretty plugged, but we've since decided to go a different route, and we cut the crap out of that bracket to get it off there anyway. This is gonna kind of wrap up this video. We've got the catalytic converters off. It's like a two-week project. Definitely not recommended. Don't do this at home. This sucks unless you're gonna rip out your exhaust and put in a full exhaust. Do not do this. It's terrible. This literally has probably been the worst project I've ever done on this car, and I've done a lot of things to this car because this exhaust sucks to get out. Now I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put up a poll with some options for exhaust on my car. I'll let you guys go ahead and vote. Let me know what you would like to see, what you think I should do. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but it'd be interesting to see what my community wants me to do. So be sure to watch for a poll coming up where you'll be able to vote on some exhaust options for me. And then the next part of my video is honestly gonna probably be exhaust. There's not a lot I could do right now without getting exhaust on. However, I am ordering intake manifold gaskets for this car. I think there's a really good chance the problem with my car has been intake gaskets the whole time, and I probably should have just done that to begin with. But now I have basically brand new engine parts, and I'm gonna have a brand new exhaust. Yeah, this has been a fun project. But like I said, that's gonna be a wrap on this video. You saw how to take out catalytic converters, like not the right way probably. But again, if you're gonna do a custom exhaust, you don't need that stupid bracket down there anyway. I should probably just cut that thing out from the beginning. I was gonna try to save it, but obviously I'm not going to now. So watch for more fun videos coming up with custom exhaust on this, and until next time.